welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the earnings for Ford. Ford is one of the US EV makers. I mean, when you talk about Tesla, you mention Ford and you mention GM. But today we're looking at the earnings for Ford. Ford actually slightly beat its earning, top and bottom, slightly, not significant, but then the stock price is a little bit down. But Ford is still saying that there's still supply chain issues, logistic issues, and the effect of COVID-19, we're still having it to date in supply chain issues and all that. But a bit top and bottom. Details for Ford earnings, the revenue is 32.1 billion. The estimate is actually 31.7 billion. The EPS is 0.38 cents, but the estimate is actually 0.37, so slightly. But you know what, can we just look at the details of the earnings line by line as we usually do? Also, then we will look at the technical chart for price action. I have Ford in my portfolio. We have Ford in our fund in Elite Pro. We have Ford, Tesla, and GM, and we also have Xpeng. But since we are talking about Ford, we would have a look. We'll actually check the EVs, in general. But we are concentrating on Ford. This is Ford earnings. So let's have a look at the technical details.
Here is the transcript for the Q1 earning 2022 for Ford. And as you can see here, Ford Q1 demand strong supplies limit product shipment. Affirms full year adjusted EBIT guidance of 11.5 to 12.5 billion. Company posts 34.5 billion in revenue, net loss of 3.1 billion, primarily attributable to valuation of investment in RIVIAN. Adjusted earnings before interest and taxes of 2.3 billion. What you need to know is that Ford actually invested in RIVIAN, another electric automobile, and RIVIAN has lost about 50%, in fact, more than 50%. So meaning that the investment of Ford in RIVIAN is almost half. Let's look at, transformative. Let's go down here. Company key metrics. Now, this is first quarter, 2021 and 2022. See the difference. Market share, they lost a bit of market share from 5.3 to 4.8. Gap, cash flow from operating activities. 4.5 here. Here is negative, 5.6 in negative. Income loss. The data that are here, you can see that compared to 2021 seems a little bit better than 2022 for first quarter. However, let's go down. The company has committed to reaching worldwide EV manufacturing capacity of at least 600,000 by end of 2023, for which it's ramping up battery supplies on the way to making more than 2 million EVs annually by the end of 2026. In the most recent quarter, the continuing global shortage of semiconductor held down Ford January and February production and shipment. Though manufacturing rates were significantly improved during the March, the company entered the second quarter with what fairly called an extremely healthy order bank. Well, Ford reported 34.5 billion in first quarter revenue with wholesale shipment of nearly 970,000 vehicles, down 9% from a year ago. As I said, 2021 looks a bit better than 2022 first quarter. A net loss of 3.1 billion, primarily attributable to market loss of 5.5 billion on the company investment in Rivian. Adjusted earnings, we read this earlier. The company again ended the quarter with strong total company cash and liquidity, nearly 29 billion and 45 billion respectively. Both of those numbers included Ford stakes in Rivian, which was valued at 5.1 billion on March 31st, down from 10.6 billion. Wow, Rivian has actually dragged for down a little bit. Here, business unit highlights. You can see North American, South American, Europe, China, and emerging market. This is what I mean. Total auto. Then a break summary of the breakdown of the market. Let's go down here. I want to look at the financials. The financial detail is key for what we are looking for. So the financial details. Here is the consolidated statement of cash flow, net income loss, net income slash loss, which is 3.26 here. That is for 2021, and here 3.1. You can see 2021 first quarter is a bit better. Depreciation and tooling amortization, you see, still the same, better. Cash flow from investing activity, you can see slightly higher. I mean, it's negative, but slightly higher. Acquisition of finance, receivable, and operating lease also better. Cash flow from financing activity. I want to see the net cash flow or the cash and cash equivalent and restricted cash at the end of period, which is here is 22. I think here it should be in millions, not billions. Let's have a look at it in millions. So that's about 22 million, not significant. Consolidated income statement 2021 and 2022 first quarters. Automotive, you can see 2021 is far better, as we can see 36.2 here, 34.4. Cost and expensive, of course, slightly higher in 2021, but it's insignificant. Cost of sale, operating income and loss. You can see net income. Let's go down to balance sheet. I want to see and their total liability. This is balance sheet liabilities. Under the liabilities, I want to see total liability. Total liability is 208 million. I think this should be calculated to first quarter in millions, not billions. So in millions. Supplemental information, cash flow from operating activity. This is supplement. Let's go down. You know, cash flow from financing activities, cash payment for dividend and dividend equivalent. You can see. Basically, it appears that the first quarter 2021 was better than 2022. You know, let's have a look at okay, this is, let's see the consolidated balance sheet, which under it we can see the total liability. This is 88.1 compared to, in fact, that's even negative. As at the end of March of 2021, let's go down to see. Okay, non-GAAP financial measure. You know, I would say that their investment in Rivian, it's actually a poor idea. That's what I feel, because it's, I mean, it's almost down 50%. First quarter 2021, 2022, you can see it's 2021 appears better than 2022 in every figure, line by line. You can see um, diluted tax. You know, you one time you can look at a breakdown of every other thing here, but as you can see, 2021 first quarter was better than 2022 first quarter. Here you can see global redesign, other items, South American. You can see all the figures. I mean, you know, the financial this thing is not bad. I mean, it's a good breakdown, but we don't need all this information. We have seen what we need: the cash flow and also the total liability. And here is in millions. If we want to go over this again, this is the end of 2021, March 31st. You can look at the figure, the liabilities. Look at the liabilities here. The total liability 122. Here is 121. So the difference is insignificant. Insignificant difference, to be honest. Anyway, let's have a look at the technical chart for price action. Here is the technical chart for Ford. As you can see, Ford has been trending down for a while. We are actually trading below 20-day moving average, below 50-day and 20-day moving average. I can actually draw this trend line here for you to see how as, as far as been doing the last couple of months. So we have been trending down. Ford has been trending down within this channel, as you can see. And yeah, it has been trending down, but you can see higher low, lower low, higher low, straight down, coming down from beginning of the year, but from the all-time high here, which is, let's check what it has dropped from the all-time high, which is 2580 to this date. Ford has dropped about 43.5%. 43.5%. Let's have a look at it on a weekly chart. On the investment side, Ford actually invested in RIVIAN, and the investment is, as we have seen earlier in the video, it has dropped about 50% because RIVIAN has lost about 50% in market value. But as you can see, Ford, from the all-time high, it has also lost about 43.5%. But as you can see here, there's a support line here, which we can say that a resistance on support for weekly chart, and Ford is sitting right on support. So it's also trading trading below 50-day moving average on a weekly chart. But Ford has been trending down. Let's go back to daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see that it has been trending down and is trading below 20-day moving average. I won't suggest anyone take a buy at this point. I would rather, when this trend take up this resistance on the upside, being above 20-day moving average, going up higher is better. It might be a little bit maybe above $15 or $16, but it's better to buy it on the upside when it's going up rather than you're buying the dip here and it's going further down. For example, if you have bought the dip here, it's here now, and it moves here, you bought it again, it's down here. You might just find out that it gets here again and further down. Be careful, guys.
We have seen the technical details for Ford analysis. I mean, we have seen the financials. We've seen it. Please do not add Ford to your portfolio without using your own metric for valuation. Make sure it is fit for your portfolio before you add it. Thank you for watching this channel. Thank you for subscribing. We'll continue to produce content that will support your investment journey. Please call again. Thank you.